Hey there, it's Hardy. I'm going to give you a full tutorial on PocketMoney for the desktop. Right here we have the app, we have a database file. So we can just double click on this database file, which will open up the app to that file. So what that would do is allow you to have like maybe different database files for your business or for your home, or for maybe separated by years. But anyway, we have our database file now. Open. And you could also, of course, go through the Open menu. The other thing you do, this is a blank file, but I'm going to create a new blank file. And let's say, give it something else. Let's call this Hardy 2011. And let's get started with this file. So I'm going to fit this in our window that we're recording. And so this is your window you're going to look at with PocketMoney all the time. You have a new account button, create a new account. This will show you your repeating transactions, some of your reports, different report types, and a calculator that will pop up, your system calculator, whatever that might be, and the start stop button for the sync server, so you can sync your handheld devices to PocketMoney desktop. Let's see, so the next row we have, this is just a heading for all of our accounts that will be listed here. You'll see a total worth similar to the iPhone or Android version. This little cog here, you're not going to be able to see it. Let's resize the window. If we hit the cog here, you get to see the different balance types that get shown here. So you have cleared, current, future. The ones you can't see are available credit and available funds. Total worth. Transactions, number of transactions in the account, the different balance types for the account you're looking at, and then create a new transaction, delete the current transaction. Our search field, so you can search on your account, and then these are also various filters things, so you see all transactions, just to clear or just to pending, and then the transaction edit window. So we'll get started. We're going to create a new account, so we can either hit this button here, or we can go up to account, new account, and create our new account. So first thing, we want to give it a name. Let's call it personal checking. The type, you have a variety of types. Expiration, if you have like a debit card, you might just want to throw in a thing there, 214. The icon, you can pick which icon you want to use with this. And for a checking account, let's just pick a checkbook icon. Now let's just pick a bank icon. Everything else is optional. So account ID, you can enter your account ID, bank ID. Bank ID is used for wire transfer purposes, the institution, your bank name, the phone number, the website. And then you can go over to the numbers. The numbers are things like the fee that's included. This is something that's synced down to your iPhone or your Android device. It's not used in the desktop version, so there's no like include fee shortcut like there is on the iPhone. The limit is the limit for your account. So it's a checking account. I might have a minimum balance of $500, so I'll throw that in here. Let's say I have an overdraft protection on my account, so maybe I can go down to negative $1,000. So I could put in negative 1,000 there also to show the negative for the overdraft. And the next check number, you can ignore this, but this will show you the next check number. You can enter it if you want to. Let's say maybe your next check number starts at 101. So when you do a new check number, it can fill that in. Again, that's just synced up from the handheld. And then the total worth, it depends, controls whether it's included in this total worth down here when it adds up all the accounts. So we'll leave that checked for now. Currency, you can pick a currency. It'll default to your home currency. I'll pick USD, and the exchange rate for the currencies. I do have multiple currencies turned on in my preferences. I'll get to there in a second. And then just regular old notes for this account. So create the account. Boom, personal checking. So first thing you want to do is create an opening balance for this. Some programs ask you what your opening balance is. I've never done that with PocketMoney because it's really your opening balance is just a withdrawal or deposit. I mean a withdrawal or a deposit for that account. So let's say it's a checking account, so maybe I have $1,000 in my checking account, so I create a new transaction. You can also do new transaction on the menu and also Command N. And because it's the opening balance, I'm going to just kind of set the year back to last year. Cheap way, so it's always the first transaction. Or you might want to do it, actually, then again, you might want the opening balance to be the statement, your last statement balance. So maybe it was 831. And then we can just call this opening balance. Category miscellaneous. And the amount, let's make it $1,500. Currency we're not going to use, no ID. It'd be cleared. And the cleared, what the cleared is whether it's cleared by your bank or not. So if I pulled this opening balance from my statement, it's obviously cleared because that's going to be a cleared amount from my statement. Memo is just place for description, and class you can set business, personal. It's just another way to classify stuff, or classification, similar to category, but it's just two different ways. Save that, and we'll notice it's negative 1,500. That's because we had it as a withdrawal. So we're going to go back in here and edit it, switch it to deposit because we wanted a deposit. And now it's green, it's a deposit, and you will see that we have columns now. So this is cleared, we can unclear it, clear it. See that opening balance and the different categories. So let's create another one. Let's make this a withdrawal, and this time we're going to, let's pay my cable bill. Save that. So now we'll see we have a running balance over here, which is the current balance as of that transaction. So as you keep entering stuff, this running balance will change. You'll have the withdrawals, the deposits, and the info about it. You can control various things. You can control the height of these lines. So if we go into the preferences, and on Windows, the options are actually under the edit menu. So general, we have compressed rows. That's not the default standard. So let's just go there, and a little bit bigger, more Web 2.0-ish. So we have our opening balances, our first things. So some of the other things you can do, just general use. So if we show cleared, you're only going to see the checked one. Show pending, it's just going to be the uncleared ones. And all is both of them. We can search, complete it. There's some other searches you can do. You can say, and then to clear the search, let's just hit enter again. So to clear a search, just empty field, hit return or enter, and that will clear the search. So we also see we have two transactions here, total worth here. Let's add one more account. Let's make this cash. And the type of account only really matters for a couple types. The cash, credit, it'll depend on if they're debit accounts or credit accounts. So, and it just affects some things like the limits and balances like that. So cash, we don't have to set anything else here. So no cash. So let's say we want to do a transfer. So I'm going to do a new, create transfer, and I can transfer it to my cash. And typical transfer is I just pull $100 out of my ATM. You might, do ATM here if you want, just to signify that. Usually I don't. And save it. Now you'll see that we transferred $100 from our checking account to our cash account, and it's over here. That's all there is to it. Now if you want to see all transactions, so right now I can run a report, boom, category report. It's going to sum up the info based on, on each different category. Let's go back here. We can also do reports on, well, that's a different category. So let's say I have one more transaction here. Let's do $5 to McDonald's. So now maybe we want to do a report that shows a category report, but this time, because we're across 2 different accounts, we want to add up that 6 and also this 5. So if we go to all transactions and then run a report, you will now see, and I'm just going to hit all dates, the food, there's 2 of them for a total of $11. This blank one is your transfer. You'll see that sometimes. And we're on the last page, and just hit the account to go back to get out of the reports. So that's generally the interface of the screen. You can sort by date, you can invert it, you can sort by the payee, you can even sort by amounts. The default is by date. You can also adjust these columns, so you can resize columns. If you're on a really small screen, one of the things that you can do is actually combine these 2 columns, and when you combine those, it just puts it all in one, puts them all in the same column. Any other tricks? I don't think there's any other tricks for that. And that's it. You'll notice that you can do splits, you can do photos, but I'm at about 12 minutes, so I'm going to cut this video and go through the menus in the next video. But this should get you started. There's a whole bunch of other things in menus, but we'll go into that in the next video.